Alrighty guys, we're back for some Boros Explosion, and this is a Lost Caverns of Ixalan standard brew. Let's go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. This week we're going to be skipping the rest of the intro nonsense, so let me know if you like the shorter intros down in the comments. Okay, in this one we're rocking Quintorius Kand, something like that. It's a 5 mana, 4 loyalty legendary planeswalker. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, Quintorius Kand deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. Nice, not bad. Now in this deck, casting stuff from exile means discovering, and this does have a -3 for Discover 4. So when you discover, you exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card with mana value, in this case 4 or less. You may cast it without paying its mana cost, or put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So discovering seems to be pretty good, dude. It also has a +1 here where you just create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. Nice. Then it's got a -6, exile any number of target cards from your graveyard, add a red mana for each card exiled this way. You may play those cards this turn. Okay, so I wonder how often we actually get to that point too. Which I guess it wouldn't be unheard of to keep this on the board for a few turns, right? First turn +1, second turn +1, at least you're generating those spirits to protect it at the very least. And then next turn -6, but if you go -6 and actually end up killing off Quintorius, then you're not going to get that top ability whenever you cast those things from the exile. So you'd actually want to go another +1, then -6 to keep the Quintorius around. So yeah, I don't know about that bottom ability, but the top 2 seem pretty solid, man. Excuse me, guys. Okay. Also have a Rabble Rousing in here. What on earth, bro? A 5 mana enchantment with Hideaway 5. So whenever you attack with 1 or more creatures, create that many 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens. Then, if you control 10 or more creatures, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. So I don't believe that counts as a cast, right? It says you may play it. It doesn't say you may cast it without paying its mana cost, but that doesn't really matter because that's not why it's in here. It's actually in here because I think it's going to be relatively easy to go wide in this build. And it is technically a Devilish Valet build as well, even though I'm only rocking 2 of them this time round. So it's a 3 mana, 1/3, trample, haste with Alliance. So whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, double Devilish Valet's power until end of turn. Nice. And so even when you don't have Rabble Rousing, I think when you're playing other stuff and you're discovering out other creatures as well, it's not going to be unheard of to double Valet's power a few times on the same turn. So we have great cards that pair with Valet, like Imodane's Recruiter, also a great card to hit when you are discovering, right? So a 3 mana 2/2, when it ETBs creatures you control, get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. So if you ended up discovering out a few other creatures and then you hit a recruiter, then all of them gain haste. That's why I called it Boros Explosion, as it is supposed to be very, very explosive. Also on the other side of this, it does have an adventure side. Train Troops is 5 mana sorcery speed. Create 2/2 white knight creature tokens with Vigilance. Nice. So if you end up discovering for like 3, for example, you'll only be able to play the Imodane's Recruiter side. But if you do end up discovering for a higher amount, like if you discover for 5, you should be able to play out the adventure side, which could be pretty cool. I don't know how often you opt for the knights over like the haste and the buff for your board state, but it will happen eventually. And we do have ways to discover 5 in here, like our top end here, Trumpeting Carnosaur. Making another appearance, dude. The card seems powerful. 6 mana, 7/6. Rock and Trample. When it ETBs, discover 5. Oh my goodness. And it also has another ability on here for some reason. For 2 and a red, you can discard this. It deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. So also just removal packed onto the card too, which is pretty wild, man. Now we do have other creatures in here that is kind of sort of removal packed onto the card, like Twinshot Sniper. 4 mana, 2/3, rock and reach, which does go a long way, believe it or not. When it ETBs, deals 2 damage to any target, not bad. Channel, for 1 and a red, you can discard this. It deals 2 damage to any target. Nice. So not a whole lot of removal packed in, but we can kind of consider Twinshot Sniper as some removal, or burn, in that case, as it is any target. And then Trumpeting Carnosaur as removal for planeswalkers and creatures as well. So Yeah, something to consider, I suppose, right? We can kind of consider that a 3-drop and this a 2-drop as well. Okay, more ways to discover in here. Geological Appraiser is a 4 mana 3/2. When it ETBs, if you cast it, discover 3. So you can't just like hit an Appraiser off of Quintorius and then immediately discover after. Yeah, you do have to actually cast the Appraiser. I'd say if it didn't have that cast ability on there, if it was just like whenever it ETBs, I'm pretty sure we'd have all 4 of these in here, right? More ways to discover Etali's Favor, all 4 of them. This is a 3 mana, enchantment aura, enchant creature you control. When it ETBs, discover 3. Enchanted creature has +1/+1 and has trample. Yep, dude, not bad at all. And you can totally go Etali's Favor, find another Etali's Favor, and then find something else all on the same turn, right? It's not bad to buff up the Valet by 1 here or there, because now when you double it, it goes a little bit more crazy too, right? Now this already has trample, but a bunch of other cool things that you could do with that trample on Etali's Favor. Pretty much like anything getting trample is totally fine, man. More ways to go wide with Squee, Dubious, Monarch. Just a 1-of. Gonna be a pretty sweet card to hit off of Discover, honestly. Got some early ramp with the Riveteers Requisitioner here. When it dies, you create that treasure token, but it also has that Blitz ability for a 2 and a red. Just like a solid little creature overall. Got some ways to give haste to our creatures with Goro-Goro making an appearance. Also has that bottom ability for 3 double red. You can create a 5/5 red dragon spirit creature token with flying. Activate only if you control an attacking modified creature, which does include auras. So it would not be unheard of to have a modified creature since we have Etali's Favor in here. So cool. Also have Charming Scoundrel, and the Wicked Roll is also an aura for that Goro-Goro's bottom ability, right? More ways to early ramp is the main reason Charming Scoundrel's in here, but it's also just not a bad card to hit at all on the Discover, because you never know what ETB you want to use off of this when you are discovering at that time. The Wicked Roll pairs nicely again with that Devilish Valet, so that'll all be pretty cool, huh? Dude, I'm so excited for this deck, if you guys can't tell. I can't help but to giggle just looking at it. So we have... we have the mana base over here, rocking a couple Mirrex this time around. I do think it's going to be pretty solid in here, hopefully. 25 total land should be enough, hopefully. Got Restless Bivouac, also a way to modify for Goro-Goro, but plug-in counters again. Anything that buffs that Valet just a little bit could really go a long way. Now, in the case of Bivouac, you're already swinging in and whatnot anyways, but I believe if you're attacking with Squee and the Bivouac on the same turn, I'm pretty sure you can put the Bivouac's ability on top of the stack, give the Valet the +1/+1, then have the 1/1 come in off the Squee and then double it that way. I don't know how often that comes into play, but I'm pretty sure you can order it like that. Also, just a 1-of with Crucible of Defiance and a 1-of with Seed of the Empire as well. The dual land, of course. We got some honorable mentions over here, and honorable mentions for a reason, dude. So, Bitter Reunion almost made the cut. Actually just opting for the Goro-Goro this time because I think we want more creatures overall. Thought about Curator of Sun's Creation, but I do think it's going to be hard to pull off and hard to keep on the board as well. If this was like a 3/4 or just like anything higher than a Lightning Strike, right? Then I think I would have tried a 1-of in here just to see. But being 4 mana, you play this out for 4 mana and Mono Red's just like, yeah, Lightning Strike. It's going to feel pretty bad, you know what I mean? Redcap, Gutter Dweller almost made the list. Pairs really nicely with the Valet, but not this time around. And the Inner Sun almost made the cut as a 1-of on the top end. Just being able to discover 5 at the end, at the beginning of each of your end steps is pretty wild, so. Okay, guys, is that everything? I hope so. Let's go ahead, take it into some ranked, and see how we do. All right, guys, right into that first game. What am I expecting from the build? I have no idea. I have no clue. If this build isn't fun, then I don't know what fun is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for real. Yeah, opponent goes first. Could be bad. A little bit of removal on the Carnosaur. Ramp with Scoundrel. Etali's Favor on the next turn if Scoundrel sticks around. Not terrible, I would say. We might get Rabble Rousing down like right away too if we do ramp with the Scoundrel. Like turn 4 Rousing is not bad at all. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, opponent going first with mono red means we could be sweating a lot sooner than we would like. Oh, Rakdos could be the same thing, dude. We've seen some crazy Rakdos aggro before, so Etali's favor. Yep, it's not bad. We are going to go for the ramp. I might choose to chump with Scoundrel, but I doubt it. Tali's favor is probably a little better, because if we discover... Okay, take the 4. See if they play their 3rd mana this turn. They do, but it's a tap land. Okay. Oh, Quintorius, bro. Oh my goodness. If we don't see a land off the top, then we don't have our turn 5. But if we go Scoundrel, we can try to guarantee the ramp off the treasure. I think we're going to go Etali's favor, though. Except they have 2 mana open, so they could have spot removal here. Okay, that was pretty greedy. That was pretty greedy. So Scoundrel... Crap, guys. I definitely got punished there. So Scoundrel would have at least guaranteed the turn 5 if we don't see a mana. And then we wouldn't have been blown out by the removal there, too. Liliana. Oh, no. What do I discard, guys? They go plus. This is going to be a 4. Do they still have the 1 open? Now I feel like Etali's favors the discard because I want to keep the Rousing. But it should probably be the Rousing, unfortunately, guys. Quintorius is a little bit better here. And that's what we're going to start with, I would say. And so they go -2, get rid of our 3/2. And then this takes a little bit of pressure off of our face as well. -2, get rid of the 3/2. Scoundrel Wicked Roll takes out Liliana, then plus on the Quintorius again. Really tough decisions, guys, because there's no guarantee that we hit anything we want to see off the Discover 4. We'd rather get that -2 out of the Liliana, right? They probably don't want to activate Harvester. Oh, Restless Vents for the turn will take out the Quintorius, but this is big pressure off of our face. Oh, no. Oh, no. What have I done with that Etali's favor, dude? I can't believe I did that right into it. Oh, they're not going to power up the vents? Oh, there they go. There they go. I always do that because I do things in like a strange order. I'm always like, creatures, go, 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 go. You know what I mean? And everyone else always does like removal first, but... Okay, it was a land in their hand. Full swing at the Quintorius. Big pressure off of our face. Oh. Yeah, they did have the 5 there, so it's going to be Epicure to face down. And we do, in fact, have that swing at the Liliana as I was anticipating, but... Oh, Recruiter's pretty good. If I go maximum amount of creatures on the board, if they see another Liliana off the top. So first of all, we go like this. We keep a blocker. Right? This is tough, dude. This is tough. But it's definitely better to get more creatures on the board than going like Wicked Roll on Scoundrel, right? I believe so. And hopefully the Etali's favor actually gets to do a thing. Hopefully they don't see spot removal off the top. And then we can start pulling this back a little bit, hopefully. Okay, Restless Vents powering up. Full swing at the face. It is going to be full swing. So we do accept the trade with the Harvester here. Just a Mirrex open. Either way, they could always sacrifice Harvester anyways. It's much better to just take less damage. And if we block the Epicure, then we're taking 5 to face, which just seems like it's just too much, you know? With just the Mirrex open, I think we're safe to attempt the Etali's favor and see what we see. Requisitioner isn't bad, though. But Discover 3. See what we see. Ooh, Devilish Valet. It's a good blocker, man. We got to be careful with this Restless Vents. It does have Menace. Let's see, we're at 6. Okay, I think we have to stay on the defense. I don't think there's catching up just yet, unfortunately. But getting Valet down was pretty cool, man. That's so neat. I love the Discover mechanic, if you guys can't tell. Liliana, bro. Okay. Charming Scoundrel? I guess we want to keep Valet. It blocks a little better than a 2-2, right? Oh no. Removal for days, guys. They go -2 on Liliana. We might have to blitz out this Requisitioner just to take care of the Liliana. A little bit of ramp could go a long way as well. We could also power up Bivouac. We won't have enough open. Vents is a problem. We won't have the ramp into Carnosaur next turn. If we don't take care of Liliana, they go +1, and we're losing too much, right? So it's gotta be... It's gotta just hope that the opponent doesn't find something. Get rid of that Liliana. Get that treasure token. Play Carnosaur next turn regardless of the draw. Okay. Twinshot Sniper. Beautiful, dude. Okay. Actually, both of these are open, but obviously we want to go Carnosaur for next turn. Now the question here is, so we can't hit that. That's a 3-2. But we can hit the Epicure, which I suppose we should, right? Oh, the journal. Cool. Yeah, we should take out Epicure. Any amount of less damage is totally fine. Even though it would be good to play eventually, we're only going to be able to play one thing next turn. It means the Menace is still getting through. Rabble Rousing. All right, let's see what we hit. Let's see what we hit on that Discover 5, because another creature is ideal. We need to be able to double block that Restless Vents, dude. Ooh, Squee. Well, I guess we don't attack because at any point, like, they could play Epicure number 2 and just swing with Vents, you know what I mean? Like, they've only seen one Epicure this game so far. Got 2 in hand, too. They could always search for it. They go Voltage Surge, yep. Power up Vents. We're going down to 1, guys. Ooh, they're going down to 18. We're almost there. So we can always bring Squee back. We should have enough. Etali's Favor. Oh my. That's probably fine, right? Rabble Rousing would have been cool. We've had a real hard time keeping stuff on this board. If we don't see a creature on Etali's Favor... Apologies, opponent. I am thinking, buddy. Like, Rabble Rousing, we swing, we only have 1. The Restless Vents gets through regardless. If we don't see a creature on the Etali's Favor, then the Restless Vents gets through regardless, right? We could keep Restless Bivouac open instead. I think it's just the Squee from the graveyard. But the biggest issue with that, of course... really know what I want to hit here. I guess the expensive stuff that we played earlier is fine. Okay. They dropped the GGs. Do they got the removal for the Squee? Oni called Anvil. That'll do it. Oh, man. Hey, good game, opponent. Early on, guys, I really shouldn't have attempted that Etali's Favor, man. When they had 2 mana open and Rakdos colors at that, I should have known that it was definitely going to be removal. That being said, I think that would have been an uphill battle regardless, huh? It took us a while to get the mana that we needed to, so that early ramp was pretty essential. Too early to say that we want to go up to 26 mana, though, you know what I mean? A little bit too early for that. So, if we can successfully... Well, let's see our hand here. Opponent goes first. Yeah, Yeah, we'll try this, right? Gotta consider Twinshot as early removal if we need it, right? Sundown Pass can successfully come down here tapped without any worries. But not on the second turn, though. We do want to have the Twinshot open for the 2 damage. Oh, more Rakdos color. Iron Crag. Oh. Okay, Scoundrel. Okay, I'm gonna ramp with this treasure token. Let's try to get that Appraiser down. Turn 3 Appraiser, because Discover 3 on turn 3 seems pretty good, man. We could do something crazy like see a Recruiter or something. Buff that little board state a little bit. Oh. Scoundrel is out of the equation. They got to do that on their turn because it's sorcery speed. Okay, well, it's still probably worthwhile. Right, yes. Yeah, it's still worthwhile. Because we could have attempted, ooh, Valet, dude. That's sick, man. That's the second time we discovered Valet today. 4th mana. No double black, so no Shieldred. Oh, fifth mana if we want to count the Iron Crag, so... No, Brotherhood's End. Oh, man, that's brutal business, dude. These Mirrex are just chilling right now. We just don't need it on the board right now. You know what I mean? Okay, we'll get the Twinshot Sniper down. Yeah, okay, so this must be some Rakdos control then, is what I'm imagining here. And is this the type of deck that would run the new Bone Horde? Bone Horde Dracosaur, right? Maybe as like a 2-of? I could see that. We've seen other Rakdos decks running it, so... Virtue of Persistence. Everything's hitting our creatures very, very clean. Okay, now we can get Mirrex down. And we'll go ahead and do the adventure side. Train the troops. Keep this board as stocked as possible, dude. No blue over there, so at least it's not a counter. Some red open, it could be... Okay. I'm gonna say, like, in Rakdos, maybe a Braid, right? Because they'd have Go for the Throats alongside the Abrade. Something I've always really enjoyed about, like, Rakdos. The fact that they can have both of those. So Trumpeting Carnosaur for the turn is not bad. Imodane's Recruiter is pretty good, too. Going as wide as possible here. We have to be prepared for the second Brotherhood's End, though. Which does not hit the Carnosaur. So before combat, we are going to go Carnosaur, because it could affect combat easily. We could find Recruiter, for example. We could see Etali's Favor. And then Recruiter, right? Like, discover. Demolition Field, the Mirrex. Okay. So that thins the deck a little bit. Not terrible for us. Oh, our Plains is already on the board, so we gotta grab a mountain. And they're gonna grab a swamp, I'm assuming. Based on their board, right? There's their swamp. Come on, Carnosaur, give me something good. Oh, it could be like a Rabble Rousing too, right? So... yeah, there's a ton of reasons to discover before combat in this deck, for sure. Gonna be some spot removal now. Twinshot Sniper. Well, it's something. It does have that ETB ability. Like, it's not bad. Actually, I do wonder if we wanted to play around a board wipe there and send that to our hand instead. I'd say, based on the amount of removal that we've been up against so far, and based on the board wipe that was a 2-for-1, I'd say we're doing all right. And, like, if they don't wipe this board, we got double Recruiter next turn. We still got double Recruiter. So, Mirrex is fine. Is that what we want to do, guys? Double Recruiter full swing, just see what the opponent ends up doing? Because they could still have spot removal in hand. This is totally worth it, I'd say. Because, let's see, like an Abrade would hit one of the 4-2s, or the 4-3 there. The Trample's still getting through quite nicely. Nothing from the opponent. GG, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Fit in the name, nice and explosive, and it took a while. It took a bit of setup, but we got the explosion damage going through. A ton of damage all in one turn. That was sick, dude. Holy cow. That could have been an example of maybe they had that board wipe, but they decided to wait because they saw the recruiter. But I doubt that, right? I doubt they had it because they knew at the very least we had one recruiter. Just because we played the adventure side, right? So, okay. Yeah, that was sick, dude. That was good. Let's keep the ball rolling. Ooh. These hands have been decent, right? I think so. I think the hands have been good so far. Going first tier's huge, man. Warkeeper. Oh, it is really huge to go first here. Let's get that ramp because we got to keep up with the dino ramp. And turn 3 Appraiser is not the go-to this time. I'd say turn 4 Quintorius is much better. Stomper. Oh yeah, dude, this is going to be an uphill battle. Okay, save Mirrex for now. The swing with the recruiter isn't bad. I want Quintorius next turn, but I don't want to do nothing this turn. So recruiter swing is not bad. Like 5 damage, Stomper can't block, and we get that swing through before they get really good blockers down. Like Bone Horde Dracosaur, dude. That's a blocker and a half, man. Quintorius, unfortunately they have that flyer now that's immediately going to take out Quintorius. Now we could still go Discover 4, see what we see, which might not be bad. A little bit of pressure off of our face as well. Yeah, Discover 4 before combat. Okay, Scoundrel isn't the worst. We go Treasure Token, we'll have 6 next turn, but we have 7 in hand, so it depends on the draw if that's what we want. I'm okay. No, we should keep the treasure ramp going. Just in case, we might see another 3-drop on the top that we wouldn't mind playing alongside Etali's Favor, right? So, they got a great block, only 2 gets through. We wait for the swing off the Dracosaur. That card is a brick wall right now, especially against this deck, which doesn't do 5 damage really well. Splunking? Are they going to gain that life? They did not find the cave. Okay, thank goodness. Like, we need them to be as low as possible here. They still have 3 mana. 2 land away from Stomper. 1 land away from Stompers. Now. Enters untapped because of Splunking. But they still have 2 mana. Chomp takes out the Recruiter. Only hits creatures on the Chomp. They do swing in the air. Yeah, only creatures. Okay, we did just unfortunately find mana off the Sundown Pass. However, guys, if we go Appraiser and find a Scoundrel, that would be a lot of Scoundrels. But we go Treasure, then Etali's Favor. There's a chance that we go explosive enough here, I'd say. Oh, Riveteers Requisitioner, though. That's not going to do it. Not yet, at least. We still get a swing. Next turn, the Stompers are going to be able to block on the ground, though. Okay, they found a 3-1 and a treasure that turn. Play the land. Stompers can swing. Rex hits the board, and we're in danger, bro. Oh, buddy, are we ever in danger? So what do we got? 21 damage, and the Stompers have Vigilance. Down to 1. Let's do this. Ow. Something great off the top. Carnosaur off the top, bro. What could we see? Oh, man. It's not the favor then, because we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's Carnosaur. Let's find something that gives this haste, dude. Let's do this. Quintorius. Come on, guys. Come on. Discover 4. Come on. Come on. Etali's favor. There's still a chance, dude. There's still a chance. We'll go on to the Appraiser. I think that's fine. Come on. Back up to 3. Oh no, it's just a Requisitioner. Darn, guys, darn. Okay, well. That was fun, dude. That was awesome. Yeah, they can block. We might as well full swing because they have it in the air here, guys. So a Recruiter giving the Carnosaur haste still might not have been enough, right? Because they had both Stompers to block with. No, that would have done it, right? Right? Just based on this board state. Where's the... Oh, okay. It doesn't matter, but we'll take out the Stomper. We do get a treasure. That was 2 treasures there. That was sick, dude. That was awesome, man. Oh, very nice. The sun's avatar enters the building. It doesn't matter really where we block, so we'll just block here. Drop them the GGs. When we played Dinos last, I called this Gishath. I don't know why it just completely left my mind that the SH obviously makes like, or well, maybe not obviously. I guess it really depends. But it's probably what, like Gishath or something like that. I don't know. At this point, that was last week, so I'm sure some of you guys left some comments for me. I don't know what it is with the pronunciations in this set, dude. My brain's just like all over the place. Even things that should be obvious just aren't obvious to me for some reason. Okay, I'd say a little bit more luck and we're good to go, man. We're golden. The deck feels good so far. The deck feels fun. Like I'm completely satisfied. And like there's a lot of like, oh man, yeah, if we just hit this off the Discover. But like usually if we hit something, like it could be multiple things that we hit that would be totally fine. I think it's Treasure Token again. I think those are very, very handy in this build. Only I'm not going to do turn 3 Appraiser. We're going to go Valet, turn 4 Appraiser, and try to pop off a little bit with the Valet. Quintorius, bro, nice. Alright, hopefully Valet sticks around. Past their turn, right? Because this might be some Domain, which has good amount of exile removal. Gonna be a Stomper. Okay, nice. So we have the turn. We could go Quintorius on turn 4. And it's probably -4. Or -3 for the Discover 4, I mean. Etali's favor, too? Oh, buddy, what do I want to do, man? Because we could bop the Valet before it gets doubled, too. I think it's still Quintorius. An early Planeswalker like this is disgusting, dude. And Stomper can't swing in at it anyways. Okay, Requisitioner. So we've been hitting a lot of Requisitioner on these Discovers, which is definitely something to consider for the build, right? Maybe we need to drop a couple Requisitioners and add more cards that can actually be explosive on the turns that we see them. So more cards with haste, in other words. Or more cards that potentially... Sunfall. Oh my goodness, guys. Right on time for the opponent on their 4th turn there. So regardless, we +1 on the Quintorius. Play the Mountain for sure. We got to reestablish this board state and then somehow get around the 4/4 Incubator when it comes time too. Requisitioner. That's fine. As long as we get to keep Quintorius around for a few more turns, like we have plenty of discovers happening here. And he can continuously keep our board state nice and stocked up. They're probably going to keep the 2 open to power up the 4/4 when it comes time. Going to do it on their turn, actually. So we probably still full swing, and we probably... Oh! Ooh! Ooh! I was going to say, if we have 9 on the board, that could have been really bad for the opponent. So we plus first because there's a chance that we see a way to give all these haste, right? And that's why we go creature over Etali's favor as well, I would say. A chance to give it all haste. Etali's favor, nice, dude. We will put that onto the Requisitioner, because then if they kill it, we get a treasure token. Come on. There we go, Scoundrel. If we go... treasure token, we still have the favor. We go Etali's favor onto Spirit. That's fine. That's wild, dude. And Quintorius is dealing so much damage to them. Recruiter, bro, opponent, let me swing. Let me swing, please. Please, yes, thank you, opponent. Oh no, they didn't let the damage go through, but we got the swing. That's all that matters, dude. Oh, buddy, I can't imagine a better final game. We should end on a high note for sure, dude. That was awesome. Oh, I should have showed the board state. Oh well, we get the point. I should have showed it again though. That is exactly what we want to see from some explosive Boros, man. Feeling good. Let's crack a pack. That was awesome. Holy cow. Terror Tide. All right, let's go over the deck list one more time. And guys, since we have that shorter intro, again, let me know in the comments if you just enjoy the shorter intro. Like, do you just skip through the intro anyways? Like, let me know. I'm curious. But since we have that shorter intro, I keep forgetting I got to put it somewhere in the middle. I got to bring up, we do have that Discord link in the description, as well as that Patreon link in the description, which is a great way to support the channel. If you're interested, definitely go check those out. Even if you're just thinking about it, you know what I mean? That means a lot to me. So thank you. Here's the deck list again, guys. Cool. I like it. I would have loved to see Devilish Valet do more, but that's kind of the every time we put a Valet list together, unfortunately, it's really, really hard to pull off, especially with all the spot removal and stuff running around too. A lot of board wipes, just like people are making sure your creatures die all the time. In this build, that was actually really good at reestablishing the board state, wasn't it? Like really, really good actually. And that's all thanks to Discover. Like Discover just being kind of ridiculous sometimes, man. And oh buddy, do I love how like Appraiser can find favor, and then favor can find something, like it could find a Squee, for example. If you're swinging, like, oh man. So something I would do is probably drop down to 1 Rabble Rousing. As cool as this would have been in a lot of those matches, it's not like 100% necessary. And then what I would go up is some reliable removal in the early game, right? So Fateful Absence, Get Lost, something like that. That would totally be fine. Now, more testing required overall. If you do end up doing something like that, it's going to be moments where you just desperately need to buff your wide board state. And instead of seeing a Rabble Rousing off of the Trumpeting Carnosaur, you see a Fateful Absence. But that also could be good, right? Maybe you see that Fateful Absence and it hits their Shieldred and it happens to get rid of their main blocker. You get a full swing in. Like, you never know. That could still go a very long way. I do this thing, guys, and I know that I do it, but I never correct the problem. And that is, I don't play with enough removal. Removal is just so miserable to me, and in my mind just completely discards the thought. So in a deck like this where we actually have our creatures as removal, I just really, really like that. But that doesn't mean that we should skip out on other removal as well, as it's going to still be very good. So if I do change anything, I would drop a Rabble Rousing. 1 still fine, still fun. And then go up like 1 Fateful Absence. Or a Get Lost would work too. Or your choice spot removal is totally fine. I'd probably go for one of the white spot removals that's relatively reliable, you know, that hits a lot of different things. we were seeing a lot of Riveteers Requisitioners when we really didn't want to. So I could also see dropping one of these. And same concept, we could go up more removal, but there's going to be moments where you just want more creatures anyways. And if you do see removal on Discovery when you're trying desperately to buff like a Valet or something for a full swing, that could hinder the deck just a little bit. So that's why, of course, I say more testing required to see exactly where we want to optimize. And that being said, if you really like a lot more removal than what I play with, I could also see dropping one Twinshot Sniper because 2 damage doesn't hit a whole lot. And then again, going up that third piece of reliable spot removal, because if you are seeing builds with like the Bone Horde Dracosaur, see here, Draco Malfoy here real quick. Okay, here we go. Bone Horde Dracosaur. Yeah, dude. Like, there's not a lot in this build that hits it. At that point, you're trying to go wide, trying to go around it, trying to explode around it, right? So just some reliable removal could go a long way, but also maybe it'll slow down the deck. Maybe it'll slow down it to the point where you just don't want it at all. So maybe I'm wrong, but that's probably what I would do. So potentially, guys, one more recap. Potentially, I would drop a Rabble Rousing, I would drop a Twinshot Sniper, and I would drop a Requisitioner and go up 3 pieces, maybe a mixture of reliable white spot removal between Get Lost, Fateful Absence, depending on how many enchantments you're seeing too. There's the Destroy Evil, right? I believe that's what it's called. That could be an option as like a one of in here too. Toughness 4 or greater hits Shieldred and hits that Dracosaur that we just talked about, as well as like every other dinosaur, right? So yeah, some mixture of removal could be pretty good. Outside of that, for me personally, I don't think I would change anything. Not for quite a few more games to see, right? Quintorius seems really strong, dude. A planeswalker to keep your eye on, but I kind of feel that way for a lot of different planeswalkers. Like every time a planeswalker gets onto the board, it's such a problem. Even like the weaker planeswalkers can run away with games, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I like this. I wonder if it could fit into a build that isn't like completely Discover focused too. Like that top ability, we could have added some other cards that help us see more off the top through exile and then play cards through exile, but I don't know if that's what this particular deck wanted. Probably not. But outside of that, would it be good in like a Boros Control? I don't know. Maybe a one of, maybe. Because in Boros Control, then you'd have like Wandering Emperors and stuff like that. You'd have wild Planeswalkers packed in. So I don't know. It does feel really good, and I'm glad we got to see it a lot today too. So the mana base felt fine. 25 felt fine. And that one game, it didn't feel like enough. That was just Magic the Gathering, dude. Like, that just happened. So, guys, if you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. Also, keep forgetting to bring this up as well. We modified the brand new Red Cat art a little bit. Got a lot of feedback, and I modified it just based on a whole bunch of different feedback. We changed the ears a little bit, trimmed up the beard a little bit, and we brought the bell collar back as well. So let me know how you like the new modified version of the new Red Cat art as well. I do think it looks actually a lot better with just those little modifies. So thank you guys for all the feedback on that. Yeah, guys, again, made it this far in. Y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.